Does Injustice for Xbox 360 hold up as a good game in 2025, 12 years after its 2013 release? That's a good question that I'm going to try to answer in my review today. And if you just came here for a quick yay or nay answer, well, my short answer is yes, it does. Injustice is amazing. But for those who want a more in-depth review of this awesome fighting game, stick around to hear my thoughts. I'll start my video by saying that I loved this game as a kid, and I love it as an adult, even though I'm not very good at it. Putting that aside, there is a lot to love about this game. The story, for one thing. While I seldom like stories about alternate dimensions and stuff like that, I do make an exception here and say that Injustice holds a most entertaining story. In addition to holding a great story, Injustice also added something I haven't seen many fighting games do, and that is add mini-games to the story in between cutscenes, like destroying debris thrown at you from opponents before a fight, and the results of said mini-games affecting the match itself, being how much health you or your opponent have when the battle begins. And to discuss the combat itself, the main attraction of a fighting game, Injustice has a very fair selection of difficulties, ranging from very easy to very hard, and all footage shown is from either the easy or medium difficulty. To go along with a fair selection of difficulty options, this title holds a hefty 24 non-DLC characters, all with their own distinct moves and special abilities, with Deathstroke and Batman being my favorites. Deathstroke having sick gun and sword attacks, and Batman, well, he's Batman. Wow, that was a horrible Batman voice, but he's Batman. He has neat gadgets like batarangs, the bat claw, and very likely some bat snacks, in addition to being a master of martial arts and hand-to-hand combat. In fact, in my middle school karate class, one assignment was to come up with some sort of a self-defense move, and I modified his cape parry to block and retaliate against a kick, and I got a passing grade. And my mom told me gaming was a waste of my time. Anyways, like its mature cousin fighting series, Injustice has power meters, charged by doing pretty much anything really, dealing and receiving damage, interacting with environmental objects, but especially performing special moves, and power can be used for many different things, like adding some extra damage to special moves, or using a fully charged power meter to unleash a massive super move, which deals more damage than any other attack, and power is also used for clash sequences. I'm not really sure how a clash is activated, but when triggered, the two opponents wager energy from their power bank in a clash, and whoever puts forth more energy wins, resulting in a restoration of health or damage to your foe. Or, in the event of a tie, nothing happens to either player except a loss of all wagered power. That's a pretty rough description, but it's the best I could come up with. Definitely an innovative feature that I personally don't believe I've ever seen in any other fighting games, so points for being original. Changing topics, this fighting game has a crap ton of game modes, more than I believe I've ever seen in any other fighter. It holds all the basics, like a story mode, a practice mode, an arcade mode, local and online MP, although I had some issues trying to connect to the servers. This title also holds far more than just the basics, with things like the countdown mode, which is like the basic arcade mode, but you only have a mere 30 seconds to defeat your opponent, or the survivor mode, where you have a single health bar that carries from match to match, although you can restore some health from winning matches and doing special moves and utilizing the weapons of the environments. Moving on to other things, joining me today is my lovely wife, who played this game with me a couple times, and she is here to weigh in her 2 cents on this game as part of my review. English isn't her first language, so please do forgive her if her grammar is not the best. Well, sweetie, did you enjoy Injustice? Why or why not?
Not because I don't know how to play and I lost every time.
Well, that's because you didn't want to look at your combo list. I kept telling you to look at your combo list, but you didn't want to.
I like to use button masher and that's it.
But button mashing doesn't work in Injustice.
I noticed.
Well, did you have a favorite character?
I think that Catwoman, maybe, but
Cat-
I am not sure.
Catwoman. Why Catwoman?
Because I like cats, I do. Well, I didn't check all characters, so I don't know which one is the best. So I think for now, Catwoman is my favorite so far.
Well, did you enjoy the game overall?
It was okay, but I didn't enjoy that I lost every time.
Well, was there anything that made this game really stand out to you? Like anything that made it really special, really noteworthy to you?
I think special moves and characters flying and hitting walls or something.
Oh, you mean the level transactions. Okay, I was like, what does
Yeah.
she mean by levels flying? I mean, Superman kind of hovers a little bit, but that's about it. If you had to give this game a out of 10 rating, what would it be?
6.5 maybe.
A 6.5 out of 10. That's the lowest I've ever heard anyone talk about this game.
Oh well, if I would know how to win then maybe.
It's your own fault. You wouldn't learn your combos. I kept telling you to look at your combos, but you didn't want to. It's your own fault.
I like to play with button masher and you know about this.
Oh dear. Well, is there anything that you want to add to this review?
I don't like full name of that game.
I do agree with you. You know, we're both followers of Jesus. There's only one true God, so
Yes.
I must agree with you on that. You know, it's something I never liked about the game. But now that being said, I don't hold that against the game in my review. You know, I see the game for what it is, but I do agree. I'm not a big fan of the title.
Unless we say about fake gods and we have only one true god and that's it.
Yes, ma'am, you are right. Well, is that all from you, wifey?
Yes.
Well, folks, let's have a round of applause for my wonderful wife who I love so much. Thanks again for joining us, sweetheart. In addition to all the things discussed, I think I should probably mention the level up system. You level up with XP, earned by fighting, and obviously winning a fight offers more experience points than losing one. But you also get XP for doing really well in a battle, with rewards for things like using environmental objects, the amount of health you hold at the end of a match, etc. Now, what does leveling up actually do? Many things, like granting you new items for your hero card, which is kinda like your Injustice profile, but you're also granted armory keys and access cards, which can be used in the archives to unlock things like a second skin for characters, concept art, and other neat goodies. And I reckon that covers the bulk of this title. Graphically, the game looks great, and is better looking than some games of the last couple years. Hello Golem and Rise of Kong. The soundtrack is also pretty good, with a lot of very talented voice actors. In conclusion, I think this 2013 fighter earns a 9.6 out of 10 by my grade scale, and my only issue with the game itself is the severe lack of non-DLC costumes. I mean, even Kung Fu Factory could afford to give their budget fighter 3 skins per character, so I don't know why NetherRealm didn't want to fork out a third outfit per character. Yes, I'm aware that some of the characters do have a single free DLC skin, but most don't. But yeah, that's what held the game back from getting a higher score from me. Still, 9.6 out of 10 ain't bad. And like my wife and I discussed earlier, as a Christian, I never liked the full name of this game, but I didn't let that affect my final grade. As far as other fighting games I would suggest, I'd say Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, my favorite fighter on Xbox 360, or Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which my wife and I have both reviewed, linked to those vids in the end cards. As far as my Bible verse of the day, something I recently started adding to my full-length reviews, I present Galatians 5:14 from the NIV translation. For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as yourself. And that's all for me for today. I hope someone out there enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, yo. As always, none of my content is made by AI. I create my own vids. I do not consent to my voice and likeness being altered and replicated by AI in any form, way, or shape. Jesus loves you. Always remember that. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Peace. Power meter to unleash a massive super move, which deals